Hi, I'm Brenda Workman. Welcome to my kitchen. I'm so glad you stopped by. Be sure and subscribe to my channel. That would be very helpful to me, and maybe even get notifications so you know when each video goes up. I'm hoping that it will be valuable to you and encourage you on your plant-based journey. So recently I had a situation that happened that was sort of a recipe fail. Yeah, that happens occasionally, not real often, but sometimes I'll try a recipe and I'll think I'm never doing this one again. So I was trying to find a stir-fry veggie recipe, and I had a little extra time that day, so I'm going to show you me making that. I chopped up lots of veggies that day, fresh veggies for this stir-fry. And while I'm on that, let me just mention this. You don't have to chop up a bunch of veggies like I did. If you're in a rush, you can always use frozen stir-fry veggies, or you can use a bag of fresh stir-fry veggies. A lot easier than chopping them all up. But this particular day, I chopped them up. I made some white rice because my husband prefers the white rice. And this recipe had a sauce with it. And so I thought, the sauce sounds good. It's got pineapple in it, soy sauce in it. It's got a little bit of rice vinegar, some spices. It's going to be delicious, and my husband's going to love it. So worked on it, and we sat down to eat, and I had already tasted the sauce, and I didn't like the sauce. And sure enough, when my husband sat down, he said, "I don't like this sauce at all." And I said, "I don't either. I'm very disappointed." So he just ate a small amount and then fixed something else because he didn't want any more. I ate my meal and I ate the sauce, but I knew I was going to have to come up with something because now I had a great big amount of stir-fry veggies. So yum yum sauce to the rescue. I pulled out a yum yum sauce that I use from time to time that's always good, and it came to the rescue so that we could eat the leftovers of this big stir fry that I did. So I'm going to show you the actual recipe that I put together, and then at the end I'm going to put together this yum yum sauce for you so that you can maybe keep it for when those times happen like it did for me, where you had a recipe fail and you need a sauce, and you can just put this together very easily, and it's always good. So I'm going to share with you first the stir-fry recipe that I put together very quickly, and then we'll come back and do the yum yum sauce. So this recipe started with lots of chopped up vegetables. I had 16 ounces of mushrooms. I had a head of bok choy. I had a head of broccoli, a half a head of cauliflower, a whole zucchini, a whole onion, one red pepper, and one carrot, as well as 3 cloves of garlic. So you can see how much chopping I did to put this recipe together, and I tried to cut everything, bite size. I love bok choy. It's so good for you. The recipe recommended that you start with the garlic and the onions and the mushrooms, and so that's what I put in the pot first. I did use a big stock pot, and then it recommended you add the cauliflower and the broccoli, the carrots, and you begin adding, everything else, and at the end you add the red peppers and the zucchini, and at the very end you add the bok choy. But I was cooking rice at the same time, and the pot kept getting fuller there because I had so much, but I knew it would cook down, and eventually it did cook down, but it was still a lot of vegetables. But I love fresh vegetables like this, so it has nice color to it, and I put it in a bowl, and I was looking forward to the sauce. Made it up and put it on top of our rice and our stir fry, thinking that it was going to be absolutely delicious, but it wasn't, and so we had to go for plan B, and plan B is okay, but the vegetables and the rice were delicious, and we saved the day because I was able to get the yum yum sauce recipe out for the leftovers of all these veggies, so no problem. So occasionally you will have recipe fails, and if you have a sauce that fails and it just doesn't taste good, especially for a stir fry like that, let's just put together a yum yum sauce, and it's always good. So I'm starting with, and by the way, if you're oil free, this recipe will not work for you because I'm using vegan mayonnaise, and so it does have oil in it. So you may want to look for a yum yum sauce that's oil free. This one is not oil free, and I don't use this one a lot, but it is always good. So I'm putting in my recipe a cup of, I use the one that's in the refrigerated section of the grocery store, Veganese, I think is the name of it. So a cup of that, and then 1.5 tablespoons of tomato paste I'm putting in this recipe. Then I'm putting in, I'm going to go ahead and put my dry ingredients in next. I'm putting in a teaspoon of garlic powder. Just about everything I fix has either fresh garlic in it or garlic powder. Love it, love it, love it. A teaspoon of onion powder. And these are the spices that really give this yum yum sauce a good, good flavor. So a teaspoon of the onion powder. Half a teaspoon of smoked paprika. I love smoked paprika. It has become my favorite, and I didn't even know about it before I was plant-based, and now I find that I do use it in a lot of recipes. So a half a teaspoon of that. Salt to taste. I'm just going to put a little salt in it. And if I need more, I can always add more later. 2 teaspoons of rice vinegar. This is another thing that I didn't use very much before I became plant-based. And after I became plant-based, I noticed that a lot of recipes call for rice vinegar. So it's kind of a staple that you keep in your pantry. A half a tablespoon of maple syrup. Half a tablespoon. Approximately. So I've got the cup of vegan mayo, 1.5 tablespoons of tomato paste, a half a tablespoon of maple syrup, 2 teaspoons of rice vinegar, teaspoon of garlic powder, teaspoon onion powder, half a teaspoon smoked paprika, salt to taste, and then I'm going to put a little sriracha in it. If you don't like spicy, then you might not want to put the sriracha in it, but I'm just going to put maybe, I don't know, maybe a teaspoon of sriracha in it. And then you might need to use water to thin it out. So I've got a bottle of water here in case I want to thin it out. So that is all that I put together, are just these things. And then I'm using a whisk. And actually, to me, right now, it looks like the consistency is good. But if you wanted to thin it out some, you certainly could. I make, around Christmas time, I make egg rolls, and I just put veggies and seasoning in them. I don't use, obviously, meat, and I cook them in the air fryer. And that's when I use this yum yum sauce, is for that as well, kind of a special treat. So not something I make all the time, but it is a special treat, and it sure did come in handy when I didn't like the recipe that I tried. So this is kind of the consistency. Let me get out the stir fry, and I'll add this to it and show you what that looks like on top, and we'll give it a taste. Okay, so I have warmed up my stir fry, which has rice underneath and all those beautiful vegetables that I stir fried. And now I'm going to put some of the, you can kind of see the consistency here as I pour a little on my stir fry dish here. And that would be probably all that I would need for this, but I'm going to give it a taste just to be sure that it's good. Oh my gosh, you guys, it's delicious. So if you ever have a sauce fail and you need another sauce, keep this one handy so that you can make it quickly. Maybe keep it on your phone. You know what I do? I have a cabinet right here, and on the back side of it, I have recipes. So I put recipes there that I use all the time, and I can get to them quickly. So anyway, Let me show that to you one more time. My vegetable stir fry with my rice and my yum yum sauce. Delicious. So anyway, you got the recipe now, so keep it handy so that you can use it. You know, on my website, brendaworkmanspeaks.com, there's a document that I have that I feel like would be very helpful if you're starting a plant-based journey and you kind of want to know what kind of things can I batch cook, what are some things you get at the grocery store, how do you make this work when you travel, a lot of really good, valuable information that I wish I had had when my doctor suggested I eat a plant-based diet, because I had to do a lot of research at the beginning to figure out how to make this a lifestyle. So I'd love for you to have it. You can go to brendaworkmanspeaks.com/plant-based success, or I'm going to put a link in the description below this video so you can get to it easily. But you may want to grab that and check it out, and hopefully it'll be helpful to you. Thanks for joining me today. I hope you have opportunity to use this yum yum sauce. Again, it's not oil free, and you can probably find a yum yum sauce online that is oil free, but it is sort of a standby for me when I have a recipe fail or when it's a holiday and I'm having egg rolls. I've got a yum yum sauce recipe to use. So hope you enjoy it. You guys have a good day, and remember, there's power in your plate, and what you eat really does matter. See you next time.